In case you missed the big announcement, Side Scrollers premieres February 15th, 2023. Very excited to bring this show to you guys in a new version for 2023. Every day, Monday through Thursday here on YouTube. Fridays over on Patreon with post shows Monday through Thursday over on Patreon as well. Once again, head over to patreon.com/sidescrollers and support the show over there. Greatly appreciate that as we grow a little bit every single day. It's going to be a lot of work. I'm super excited about it. You have a lot of questions. That's what this video does. I answered a lot of those questions when I unveiled Side Scrollers, but I wanted to put them together in a brief 15-minute video for you guys over here on YouTube. So please take a second, watch all the way through. It answers all the questions you may possibly have. But if you do have any more questions, please put them down below in the comments. With that said, get educated. I look forward to seeing you guys February 15th for the premiere of Side Scrollers here on YouTube.com. Side Scrollers is back. Not just Side Scrollers, but I want to be really clear. This is the start, the line of demarcation into a new business. How Screw Attack started with a podcast, Side Scrollers will start with a podcast. There's a longer term vision to this. There's a long-term idea behind this. And I want to share that with you now and how you are going to be involved. And I'm very, very excited for this. Now, one of the first things you're going to notice, well, I got an entire presentation to show you today. You can support Side Scrollers, the daily video game podcast, at patreon.com/sidescrollers. Let me give you a full rundown as to what we're doing and specifically why this is happening. So let's go. Why now? Why now? I mentioned that 3 months ago I came back after piddling around and I looked around and I noticed a lot of good. And I also noticed a lot of the same stuff, the exact same stuff. The same reason Side Scrollers needed to happen then is the same reason Side Scrollers needs to happen now. The video game industry has a giant stick up its ass. It's so full of itself. It's so full of itself. It thinks it's so important. And Side Scrollers has been and will always be about getting together with your friends, having a great time, and leaving, and most importantly, and I cannot stress this enough, checking your politics at the door. We're not doing it. This is a place for you to come and hang out every single day. I want it to be an appointment for you every single day. And that's what Side Scrollers will be. You noticed Destin in that intro. There'll be more hosts. Side Scrollers is going to be built around, and it's going to be built entirely different than any other podcast. It's going to have a rotating group, a rotating cast, to where every single day it has a different hosts attached to it. The only consistent will be me and the format. So Destin will be a part of it. Over the next 3 weeks, you'll also learn who will also be a part of Side Scrollers as co-hosts. Let's go back to why now. Side Scrollers isn't needed. When you look at the daily gaming podcast right now, they are so shoved up San Francisco, Los Angeles' ass. There's nothing for the common person out there who likes games. Look, we like games, but Side Scrollers is going to be more than games. It's going to be gaming, it's entertainment, it's fun, it's friends, shit talk. It will be the middle segment. It will be the Side Scrollers news desk. And you bet your ass there'll be hard news. But we're going to do it, and we're going to do it right because it's needed. I've looked at sports. I've looked at, I've looked at all sorts of real estate. I've looked at all sorts of stuff. But at the end of the day, my heart always comes back here. It comes back to this community. It comes back to talking and sharing and laughing every single day with you guys. That's what it comes back to. That's where my heart is. That's where my passion is. This is what I'm passionate about. This is what I'm going to do. And God damn it, this is what I'm best at. And we're going to do it together. So here's the timeline. Immediately starting February 15th, we're going to have daily podcasts, Monday through Thursday on youtube.com/stutteringcraig. Side Scrollers will be housed on Stuttering Craig, on the Stuttering Craig channel. On Friday, there will be an exclusive show for patrons over at patreon.com/sidescrollers. In addition, patrons will also get post shows We'll also receive post shows, but we'll get to that in a little bit. So we're going to start with a remote show. Look, that's awesome. We're going to get to, you see, we're going to start now. We're going to have the rotating host. We're going to have the, soon we'll offer merchandise. Hey, check this out. Check it out. First ever side scrollers hat. Ready to go. And then we're going to hire good people. So that's, people have been asking, is this the big ask? Yeah, this is the big ask. This is the big ask. The big ask is help me get this off the ground. Help me do something that you can benefit from every single day. Where every day you have somewhere to go. Either if you're in the United States, Central Time Zone, East Coast, we're on during your lunch break. You're waking up over on the West Coast. We're waking up with this in the morning. You're in Europe. We got you at dinner time. Because Side Scrollers will be airing every day, Monday through Thursday. Well, I guess Monday through Friday as well for all patrons, at 11 a.m. Central Time. We're gonna go 11 a.m. and we're not gonna have an end time. Maybe an hour, maybe 2 hours, maybe 90 minutes. But we're gonna go and we're gonna stop when the conversation is over. And that's how it's gonna go. Later, let's talk about this. I think that there's something special about talking to people face to face. I think there's something extremely special and unique about that. Now, so many podcasts are done via StreamYard, and I think that's a great, outstanding tool. We will start with that. But I eventually want to get to a studio space and have whoever is brought in that space. I 100% want to get to community live events. SGC, one night only, events like that. That's 100% right. This is a more long-term goal, but I had this vision for a Side Scroller social club. And I'm just going to leave it that there. And it may be 6 months, it may be a year, it may be 5 years from now, but we may revisit this because the idea that I have for this is like nothing that's been seen in the gaming space. And eventually, because this is an expensive one, I want to create an online platform that allows you, if you've ever uploaded a video to YouTube, if you've ever written a blog, the one thing that ScrewAttack didn't have back in the day, that if it was too early in the game, it was too early, we didn't have a way for users to support other users on their platform, on ScrewAttack. We didn't have a way for the top G1s at the time to come together and support each other and subscribe to each other's blogs with, that's something that I want to do long term. Absolutely. That's absolutely what I want to do long term. So everybody got it? Like I said, I'm not putting like 6 months from now, a year from now. I'm just saying this is immediate. Now means February 15th, 3 weeks from today. This is soon. Could be 6 months. Could be a year. It'll be much sooner with the merchandise. But hiring good people, that's a long process. Finding the right people. It's not just good people, finding the right people, right? And then the later stuff, like I said, this is a bigger opportunity here. Bigger opportunity. Let's go to number 3. Here's the schedule. I mentioned this. Monday through Thursday, 11 a.m. over on Twitch and on YouTube. Over on YouTube. Monday through Thursday, post shows on Patreon, and then shows on Friday. Right? So if you're a patron, you can head over there. You get the show automatically. You get the show. That show, I don't know if it's going to be live or not. There's still a lot that I need to figure out. Full transparency, right? So I don't know if that show will be live because I don't know if Patreon really allows live outside of like just a hidden YouTube link or an unlisted YouTube link. But whenever we do like a live show, I want the interaction. I love being able to look down. So yeah, there we go. Let's continue on. But I think the best and most efficient way to do this is call us all G2s. And I know this sounds crazy, but why G2? And I was speaking with a really good friend about this. And we're going to call this community the G2 community because it's a nod to the past while providing a clear line in the sand, a clear line of demarcation that unites G1s and legends under one umbrella, under a fresh name. So it's a nod to the past. Like it says down here, think of it like Generation 2 or the next generation of our community. Sean says, so top 10's coming back? Yeah, Maybe. Colorama says, not G4. No. By the way, I nearly said I bought G4. I nearly said that. So we had G1s. I think the thing I really love about the name, G2, is that we'll be able to tell exactly where people came in. Someone will be, I'm a G1 from Screw Attack. I'm a legend, right? But they're all G2s, right? And you'll be able to tell exactly where people came in throughout the life duration of this community. So from here on out, G2. I know it's going to take some getting used to. It's going to take use. Look, there will be times where I say legends. There's going to be times where I say G1s. But we'll get used to it. Does this sound good? Sounds good. The Power 9 ways to support side scrollers as a brand. Not, once again, I want to be really clear, not just a podcast, but a brand. It starts with a podcast and it expands out, right? In time. But I want to be really clear. My first goal, the very first goal, is to provide you with the best fucking podcast on the internet every single day. Not just gaming podcasts, just in general. I want to provide you with the best daily gaming podcast, entertainment podcast, period, every day. I'm going to pour my heart and soul into making this awesome. And I know there's going to be a lot of grinding, a lot of hard work, and I'm up for it. It's amazing what taking a year away will do. It's amazing. I want to be really clear. You just showing up is more than enough. You spreading the word about side scrollers being back is amazing because it's going to take. And I also want to be really clear. I know that I have to prove this show to you, and that excites me. That excites me. Here's the Patreon tiers. I wanted to keep this as simple as possible, and the reason is I looked at the most popular podcast Patreon tiers, and I said, hey, they're simple. They absolutely are. I looked at Tim. Do you know Tim Dillon? He's one of the most popular podcasters on the internet. He actually has a relatively small community, but he keeps his Patreon simple. The guy's kind of nuts. He's kind of crazy, but people love him. But the most important thing, the reason why I modeled it after Tim, I totally stole it. $5, $20. And I kept the $50 because why not? If you become a patron, you get access to the post show. You get the Patreon exclusive shows on Friday. The second tier, the $20 tier, you get to submit show ideas, which I'll certainly throw those out there. First access to live event tickets, first access to merchandise, and merchandise discounts. Now, I'm going to do merchandise. I'm not just going to make merchandise available. My first priority, I have two priorities: a side scroller's hat and a side scroller's jacket. I want to make the most fucking fly jacket in the world. Hat and a jacket, because I want you looking good when you go around town. And those of you who, I may offer patron exclusive merch, right? If we have 50 people order, then I'll order 50 of them, and that's it. So just for that tier. So we'll get there. And with the $50 tier, notice the asterisk. I'm not trying to hide anything here, right? These are long-term goals. And I figure if you're at the $50 tier, number one, you just really want to support. And number two, you have no problem paying that $50, right? But I do want to provide benefit of if and when a website, app, whatever, becomes a thing, you get access to the beta. And if and when a social club happens, you get first access to the opportunity to become a member of it. So, but that's kind of where we're at. Cool? All right. So there we are. Here is our Patreon. Patreon.com/sidescrollers. You can see it right here. All ready to go. It's up and ready. We also have a social media you can find over on Twitter. Twitter.com/ now this is a very big point of contention. @sidescrollers was already taken. Damn it, by someone with 2 followers. You can follow @sidescrollerpod. SidescrollerPod. And you can follow over on Instagram @SidescrollersPodcast. So there you go. I want to build this off of transparency. I want to build this off of honesty. I want to build this off of fun. I want to give you guys a place that you can go every single day that is not selling t-shirts about what type of political flair they have. And I don't want to get people out of a community because they think a certain way. I'm going to welcome everybody. And God damn it, it doesn't matter how you think when you open up your YouTube or your Patreon window to watch the show. It doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, we're just going to play some games and have some fucking fun.